Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Robert Marx. I'm the retired professor of surgery from the University of Miami School of Medicine. I'm noted to be a medical researcher and now somewhat of an expert on climate change. So I want to bring to you some of the findings that are factual and agreed upon science that debunks most every assertion of climate change and these climate change zombies that are going around trying to convince you that climate change is due to CO2. So I've entitled this Climate Change, the Hoax of CO2 Revealed. And even though there'll be a lot of science in this, it'll be in an understandable fashion. Now, after this, I hope you would look to read my book, Climate Change, the Hoax of CO2 Revealed. I have the challenge flag down in the right-hand corner. It will allow you to go into a little bit more details about what I will be reviewing verbally and, of course, visually with you. There's a number of pictures in this book that will guide you to the real truth. Now, this is how you can order the book. There is a QR code on it. It's inexpensive. It's available on Amazon. But I want you to notice at the bottom, there is my name, my phone number, and my email. I invite anybody who has questions and such to contact either me or the publisher, Paul Hollis. So we are available. This is all open out there. It's not just making some wild prediction that you can't be held accountable for. Okay, so let me start. Climate change is real. There is a climate change going on. The globe is warming gradually at the rate of 1.1 degrees Fahrenheit per century, not what President Biden has been trying to tell us, 2.3 degrees centigrade per decade. That is completely false. And that the sea levels are rising, but it's not due to glacier melt anymore. I can tell you why if you listen. So neither of these is due to CO2. So climate change is real, CO2 is a hoax. Okay, it started in 2005 with The Inconvenient Truth by Al Gore and his co-conspirator, a NASA computer geek named James Hansen. And he produced this, and notice that it says global warning. And again, this is the fear factor that has been encompassed within the climate change rhetoric. Now, look at the bottom. It doesn't matter whether Republican or Democrat, liberal or conservative, your mind will be changed in a nanosecond. Yes, if you read my book and listen to this somewhat carefully, your mind will be changed. Not in a nanosecond, that's kind of ridiculous, but it will be changed because you'll see the real truth. So, this is for people who can handle the truth. Now, in The Inconvenient Truth, you saw images like this. Now, that's certainly scary. You see big smokestacks and you think it's CO2. I can tell you that's not CO2. CO2 is odorless and colorless. So what are we seeing? We're seeing soot, S-O-O-T, soot. It has a chemical formula of C3H in a long particle. It is a microparticle. If you can see it, it's not CO2. Is there CO2 in here? Yes, but actually very little because CO2 takes a 100% combustion. Most furnaces don't produce that. So the smoke is not indicative of CO2. What about white smoke? We see this. Now, notice in particular, as this cloud of white smoke is going to your right as you view this, it gets less dense and it becomes dispersed. That's because the hot white ash and particularly the water vapor, which white represents, actually cools off. It goes into the atmosphere and becomes part of the humidity. Once again, if you can see it, it's not CO2. CO2 is odorless and colorless. White smoke is water vapor mainly. The black smoke is soot, which is a microparticulate and cannot become a greenhouse gas.